guys, we are back with another song by Eminem. And which one are we doing today?
Today we're doing Offended.
Hmm,
Do you remember this song?
I don't
I'm stumbling
know.
over my words.
I don't think so.
So this is one of my favorite songs off the album.
Oh, really?
I think when you hear it, you'll definitely recognize it. You'll definitely recognize the chorus.
Okay.
I'm not even going to say anything in case you forget, but whatever. Either way, regardless whether you know it or not, we do what we always do. We're going to listen to it, break down the lyrics, and we'll see how you feel about it.
Sounds good.
Yes. And we are sponsored by Manscaped. I got the Performance 4.0 package, which is awesome. It comes with the Lawnmower 4.0. I mention this in every video, but the best part about this is this little light so you can see what you're trimming. It's really awesome. This trimmer is waterproof, so it prevents so you could use it in the shower. It has the ceramic edge, which I should point out there. So this part's ceramic, so it prevents like nicks and cuts and like ingrown hairs. And that performance package also comes with the ear and nose trimmer. Every time I go to say ear and eye trimmer, I don't know why. I don't know what they just go together in my head. Yeah, so it comes with that. It comes with the attachments for the trimmer itself. It comes with this awesome little travel bag. It comes with a pair of boxer briefs, which are awesome and really comfortable, which I was surprised. And then it also comes with the ball deodorant and the ball toner, which I still have yet to use, but
We tested it out on one of our other videos. Not like he didn't do it. I sprayed on my hands.
yeah,
And it's like a cooling like sensation. I feel like it's a little tightening,
yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
yeah. So
I guess you guys would have to I wouldn't know.
yeah, so I will report back to you on that. But yeah, so I've used like tons of buzzers throughout my life, and this is by far the best. And you can get 20% off and free shipping with the code WithSmith at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use promo code WithSmith. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. It really is a great product. I saw everybody advertising it and
Yeah.
I get it now. It's an awesome product.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. And we're also sponsored by Carnivore Snacks. Carnivore Snacks is one of my favorite meat snacks ever. This is their chuck. This is really delicious. It's only two ingredients, 100% grass-fed beef and Redmond real salt. And it is literally just the greatest snack ever. It's great that it's grass-fed. I mean, you really can't get better than this, and it's so delicious and crunchy. It's like eating like potato chips if they were made of meat. So awesome. And you can use our coupon code with Smith, the same one, for 15% off your order, and the link's in the description below. Also, I re-upped on my Chomps. I was eating this one before we started. And yeah, we're also sponsored by Chomps. Chomps is like the best beef jerky ever. It's one of my favorite meat snacks next to carnivore snacks. It's also grass-fed, minimal ingredients, nothing crazy in there, 90 calories, super soft and moist, really delicious. It's definitely my favorite beef jerky ever. And use the same coupon code for 10% off your order and additional 10% off subscriptions. And check out SeatGeek while you're at it. If you're in the market for concert tickets, sporting event tickets, any kind of ticket, you can go to SeatGeek and find something that you're interested in. And you will save $20 off your first purchase ever. And the link for everything is in the description below. And check out our Amazon storefront. The link is down there too. Like and subscribe. Follow us on social media channels if you want to. And that's it.
Yes. So, and I should mention that this is a pretty wild song. There's a lot going on. There's some fast parts. Actually, on the third verse, he broke his previous record of most. So I forget if it's words per second or syllables per second, whatever it is, whatever the record was. Previously, at this point in time, it was Rap God, and then he broke that with this third verse here.
Ooh,
Yes, so
you know that.
it's a lot of words in a very short period of time. So we'll
Let's check
definitely
it
check.
out.
Yes. All right, here we go. Offended.
You claim if you get knocked by the cops, you'll give them not even a statement. Walk in the arraignment, shoot the bailiff, karate kick the plaintiff. Gotti with the stainless, I'll just call it shoddy entertainment. If y'all was in the party getting faded, or Molly had the audience sedated, you wouldn't catch a body if it fainted. Probably let it fall and hit the pavement, but you'd be the first lobbying to claim it. Bitch, stop being a lame, your hobby is in robbery and dismembering body limbs like you was Tommy Lynn cells and chainsawing them in the basement. Hardly fit your job description, ain't nobody dipping out the back of the club like, oh my god, he's tripping. Only time you get the blade is probably with the dang lawn equipment, ain't it? Wouldn't take a bobby pin and wave it. I need to stop being debated. You're still copying Xeroxing, I'm still copying a feel like Bill Cosby at will. Popping a pill, then spill oxys and Jill's coffee, then send her out to the hotel lobby, a lil wobbly and still groggy. This blonde fuck's reprehensible misconduct's never sensible. Kiss my butt, my set of principles is gone. But till I get the president to respond, my pen and pencil is a missile launcher. And Senator Mitch McConnell's just vacant for bitches Donald. Shit's on, bruh. Let me sing the shit soprano while I do it pizzicato. Ivanka, stiff arm her while I'm hitting on Melania. And this song's for all you. Everybody likes me, everybody hates me. They want me to go eat some worms. Drag my name through the mud, through the dirt, but I'ma make you eat your words. Try to hold me down, but you better let me up, cause you're only gonna make things worse. Cause I swear when I get up, I'm never gonna let up till everybody eats my turds.
Okay. So
I know this song.
you remember it?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, that's a nursery rhyme, which I actually wasn't familiar with.
I don't know it.
Yeah, so it's nobody likes me, parentheses, I guess I'll go eat some worms. It's a children's like nursery rhyme, which again, until I heard the song, I actually never knew. So
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
yes. All right. So he comes in right away. There's no lead in, there's no, intro. It's just
Yeah,
directly
just like right
right into the
into the
first verse.
lyrics.
Yes, so he starts first verse, says, you claim if you get knocked by the cops, you'll give them not even a statement, walk in the arraignment, shoot the bailiff, karate kick the plaintiff. Okay, so he's talking about somebody who's like talking shit, obviously, saying like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm not going to snitch, and then I'm going to beat up all these people in the courtroom. And then he says, Gotti with the stainless. I'll just call it shoddy entertainment. If y'all was in the party getting faded, on Molly, had the audience sedated, you wouldn't catch a body if it fainted,
It's funny.
probably let it fall and hit the pavement, but you'd be the first lobbying to claim it. Okay, so he does the Gotti with the stainless. So John Gotti, obviously, famous mafia boss. And so he does with the stainless, which is like a gun, stainless steel gun.
Yeah.
And then Eminem says, I'll call it shoddy entertainment. So it's a play. So if something's shoddy, it's like,
Yeah, it's like not good quality.
but then like shoddy is almost like shoddy, like shotgun. So like stainless kind of ties in there. And then he does this whole scheme where he's saying that if whoever's this talking shit, you know what I mean, like bragging about how awesome they are, if they were getting faded at the party on Molly, the audience would be sedated and they wouldn't catch a body if it fainted. So catching a body is slang for a murder.
Yeah.
So he's saying that you wouldn't catch a body if a person fainted, let alone kill somebody. And then he continues on that scheme that you'll let it hit the pavement, but you'd be the first to claim it. So you're going to say, oh, I killed somebody when you actually didn't do it.
Yeah.
So then he says, bitch, stop being a lame. Your hobby isn't robbery.
Floppy.
Yeah. Your hobby isn't robbery and dismembering body limbs like you was Tommy Lynn cells and chainsawing them in the basement. So Tommy Lynn Sells was a guy who's a murderer. So I think they believe he was a serial killer, but they only convicted him of like one or a couple crimes.
I don't think I heard of him.
But yeah, he was like dismembering body limbs and stuff. So he's equating it to them. He's like, you guys are bragging, you're talking all this shit that you don't actually do.
Hmm.
And then, so yeah, he says, chainsawing them in the basement hardly fits your job description. Ain't nobody dipping out the back of the club like, oh my God, he's tripping. So again, he's making fun of this person, saying
Yeah.
so like he's painting a scene here of like a shooting at the club, right? And then people are running out like, oh my God, that guy's going crazy. He's saying nobody would ever do that with you because you wouldn't do that.
Okay.
Then he says, only time you get the blade is probably with the dang lawn equipment, ain't it? So, like cutting the
Well,
grass, so like a blade of grass, but like also like, a lawnmower or something.
yeah, but I still don't get blade. Only time you get the
Yeah,
blade.
like knife.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the only time you
Okay.
get the blade is probably with the dang lawn equipment. I mean, like you're not cutting
Oh, like you
anybody.
don't even have a knife.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not doing anything. You're not shooting anybody. You're not stabbing anybody. You're not doing any of this stuff. And then he says, wouldn't take a bobby pin and wave it. So,
Like as if it were a weapon.
yeah, so it's not only do you not have a blade, you wouldn't even wave a bobby pin, which is obviously, it's like a hair thing, right?
Yeah, it like holds your hair in place.
Yeah. Then he says, I need to stop being debated. You're still copying, Xeroxing. I'm still copying a feel, like Bill Cosby at will, popping a pill, then spill oxys in Jill's coffee, then send her out to the hotel lobby, a little wobbly and still groggy. Okay, so I need to stop being debated, self-explanatory. People are still copying him. And then
Yeah.
and then he says, I'm still copying a feel like Bill Cosby at will. So we know Bill Cosby he was convicted, but then it was overturned or he got out of jail for, I don't know if it was rape or date rape, whatever it was, he was in jail for, but he was drugging women, supposedly.
Yeah.
And then he says, and spill oxys in Jill's coffee. So Jill Scott, the artist, was like originally supporting Bill Cosby before he was.
Really?
Yeah, she eventually backtracked, like, oh, I was wrong. But at first, she was like defending him, saying he wouldn't have done it. So Eminem's playing on that by saying, then spill oxys in Jill's coffee.
Okay, got you.
And then she's going to be messed up in the hotel lobby.
Yeah.
Then he says, this blonde fucks reprehensible misconduct, never sensible, kiss my butt, my set of principles is gone, but till I get the president to respond, my pen and pencil is a missile launcher. And so I believe it's the lyrics after this is, and Senator Mitch McConnell,
Oh, that would make sense.
just as big as a bitch as Donald, shits on bruh. So it could be a double play. So I do believe he's saying Senator Mitch McConnell, who's a senator. But the senator could sound like he's doing send it to, meaning the missile launcher he's sending to Mitch McConnell. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that makes sense.
So yeah, anyway, Eminem's just saying, I'm wild, I'm doing crazy shit. I have no principles till he gets Trump to respond to him. And then on the heels of that, he's saying Mitch McConnell is just as big of a bitch as Donald Trump. And he says, shit's on, bro. And then he says, let me sing the shit soprano while I do it pizzicato. Ivanka, stiff arm her while I'm hitting on Melania. And the song's for all y'all. So the soprano is, what is that, the highest
Yeah,
way you can
hi.
sing? And then the pizzicato is like, it's technically when you're like plucking the strings on the instruments.
So he's like choppy.
So yeah, then when he's delivering the lines, you hear the way he goes, Ivanka, stiff arm her, that whole thing. So he's doing it the way he's saying he's gonna. And then it gets into the chorus, which is because nobody likes me, everybody hates me, they want me to go eat some worms. And then you hear the other guy saying, I hope you offended, and drag my name through the mud, through the dirt, but I'm gonna make you eat your words. You can try to hold me down, but you better let me up, because you're only gonna make things worse. Because I swear when I get up, I'm never gonna let up till everybody eats my turds. So it's literally just a straight up like children's song. Like what it is. Yeah. And the name of the song's Offended. So it's kind of like a two-way thing I take this as. So like he's acting very childish and childlike, right? And he's singing that, but I think he's also saying like people that take him seriously and get offended, like they need to grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like they're being childish.
Hmm.
And then yeah, I mean this is all the chorus is self-explanatory, you know what I mean? That people are talking shit about him,
Yeah.
but he's gonna come back at them and he's gonna make people pay for all the shit talking. All right, we'll pick it up here.
I swear when I get up, I'm never gonna let up till everybody eats my turds. These drums and hard snares bring out the worst in me, like Justin Raw's hairs at a nursery. Going ham and candy yam on nanny cam, I'm getting handies with the sandies and the caddy armrest. I'm imagining objects, so I'm batting cobwebs from a daddy long leg. And Hamtramck got the panoramic camera Xanax, a banana hammock and a Santa hat. I'm smelling like a damn mechanic with a chick that looks like Janet Jackson with a Spanish accent. Twice her age and I'm acting half it. Bro, nah, not that I know of, y'all. Basement just got a freaking overhaul. Got a stripper pole installed, started rolling all through those Kalana pins like a bowling ball. Like an overdose on twice the ratio of propofol and go through no withdrawal while I get fellatio and give a facial to an interracial blow up doll of Rachel Dolezal, y'all. You're so appalled. So's my manager, bitch, I amateur. Fuck a pro career, coast is clear, but nowhere to go from here. And nobody's close, I don't compare. They ain't nowhere near, I'm way over here. My competition can't see me, cause I don't own a mirror. But Marshall, you are terrific, so smart and gifted. I'm so narcissistic, when I fart, I sniff it, do a fake dab to smell my armpits with it. Your anxiety's throwing gang signs, but I made strides with these rape lines. I'm cutting back on women hate crimes, like Ray Rice when he FaceTimes. Bang, 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 bang time. Dang knives are butcher than gay wives. You're gonna need switches the same size as the blade I push and took a picture when I pull them like slave rides. Gotta stab a bitch at least 8 times to make it on Dateline. I came to stake my claim like a canine, waiting in a buffet line. So Kellyanne Conway, I'm a really bad hombre. Come play belly dance on me. I've been making wedding plans all day. Nobody likes me, everybody hates me. They want me to go eat some worms. Drag my name through the mud, through the dirt, but I'ma make you eat your words. Try to hold me down, but you better let me up, cause you're only gonna make things worse. Cause I swear when I get up, I'm never gonna let up till everybody eats my turds.
Oh God.
Yeah, it just gets crazier with each verse. I should point out that so like he in this song when he's like talking about Trump and his administration, like it's entertaining and funny. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't come off as like preachy or anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And like as we've said, like we're just, we don't really like freaking anybody, but it's just nice not to have to like have the
Preached in it.
politics just like shoved down your throat like that.
Yeah, this song, even though he's mentioning them, it doesn't come off like that to me.
Yeah,
There's
no.
something,
It's just funny.
it's noticeably
It's
different.
normal.
Yeah,
Not that the other thing isn't normal, it's just not my kind of thing.
yeah. Okay, so he comes in second verse. He says, "These drums and hard snares bring out the worst in me, like Justin Ross Harris at a nursery." So Justin Ross Harris was convicted of killing his son. He left him in a car, but there was debate because he was having an affair, and I think they might have thought it could have been intentional. I forget the backstory, but that's the gist of it. So he's saying that's the worst in him. So that's what he's talking about.
I mean, this is like so off topic, but like that's like the scariest thing ever. Can you imagine just like the realization that you left your baby in the car
Yeah,
for too long?
but with him in particular, there's reason to believe that it was intentional. He was trying to do it. So
Does happen though.
yeah. All right, and then he continues. He says, "Going ham at Candy Yam on Nanny Cam. I'm getting handies with the so he says it differently. He says zany zannies in the caddy armrest. I'm imagining objects, so I'm batting cobwebs from a daddy longlegs." Okay, so this is just
I'm
so many words.
confused, yeah.
So he's going ham at Candy Yam on Nanny Cam. Okay, so this Candy Yam thing, a little unsure of. So I don't know if Candy Yam is
Like candied yams, like
it's
that you
possible.
make with like you make like the sweet potato pie thing with the marshmallow on top. That's like candied yam underneath.
Yes, so I mean that's what candied yams are, but I don't
Yeah.
know if he's referring so like candy yams, so yams, it could be a drug reference, you know what I mean? Yams, drug reference. He could be talking about like like tits or ass because you can hear people use that as yams too. So the candy yam part of this, I'm not sure specifically what he's referring to. I don't know if it's literally just the dish, if it's drugs, or if it's a chick. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So whatever, he's going crazy with that on a nanny cam. So one of those three. And then he says he's getting handies with the zany zannies in the caddy armrest. Okay, so he's getting hand jobs in a Cadillac with the armrest over the armrest, it sounds like, which is interesting.
I guess.
You guess what?
What was with the zany zannies?
So Xanax. He's on Xanax.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's imagining objects, so he's batting cobwebs from a daddy long leg. So he's hallucinating. So he's going like this. So he's seeing cobwebs from a daddy long legs, which is so he's like obviously like yeah.
Okay.
And then he says in Hamtramck, I don't know how to say that. It's a city in Michigan. In Hamtramck, I don't even know how. Again, he just said it and I can't remember how to say it. Got the panoramic camera, Xanax, a banana hammock, and a Santa hat.
Oh.
I'm smelling like a damn mechanic with a chick that looks like Janet Jackson with a Spanish accent, twice her age, and I'm acting half it. Okay, so he's in Michigan, and he has a panoramic camera. He has Xanax, a banana hammock, and a Santa hat.
Everything.
And he smells like a mechanic, and he's with this girl. And he's twice her age, but he's acting like he's half her age because he's immature. All right. Then he says, grow up? Nah, not that I know of, y'all. Basement just got a frickin' overhaul. Got a stripper pole installed. So, childish. Stripper pole in his basement. Then he says, started rolling all through those Klonopins like a bowling ball. So it's a play on like bowling.
Yeah.
Because the pins from Klonopin,
Oh, yeah.
but Klonopin's also like Xanax, anti-anxiety drug. Then he says, like an overdose on twice the ratio of propofol and go through no withdrawal while I get fellatio and give a facial to an interracial blow-up doll of Rachel Dolezal. This is a crazy scheme here.
Yeah.
So he's overdosing on twice the ratio of propofol, so twice too much, right? And not go through any withdrawal from it, which is you would die if you overdosed on propofol.
That's what happened with Michael
Jackson.
Jackson.
Yes. And then he's getting head from a Rachel Dolezal blow-up doll, which we discussed her in one of our early videos. She was famous for, she had like some position, and I think it was the NAACP or something like that. And she claimed that she was black, but she's actually white. So that's the joke there, the interracial. Because I don't even
'Cause
believe she's interracial at all.
no, she's like really white.
Yeah. So then he says, you're so appalled. And then you hear Paul Rosenberg, M's manager, saying, he says, so's my manager.
'Cause Paul.
A Paul. Yeah. A Paul. And his manager's A Paul. Then he says, bitch, I am mature. Fuck a pro career. So he's saying, I am mature. But the way he says it, it sounds like
Amateur.
I amateur. Yeah. So fuck a pro career. Coast is clear, but nowhere to go from here, and ain't nobody close, so don't compare. They ain't nowhere near. I'm way over here.
And he
So
like does the thing in the ears.
yeah, he alternates. So I didn't
Yeah.
hear it as much in this. I
No,
heard it
me
slightly,
neither.
but
But I knew from when we heard the song last time that happened.
yeah, when we first listened to this album when it came out, we
Yeah.
were in the car,
I was like,
and I was like,
oh.
"Oh, did you hear that?" It literally, he's like, "I'm way over here." It's
Yeah.
sick, the audio thing that they do. And then
Oh my
he says, "My competition can't see me because I don't own a mirror." So,
Saying he has no competition.
yep, only he's his competition. And then he says, "But Marshall, you are terrific, so smart and gifted. I'm so narcissistic. When I fart, I sniff it, do a fake dab to smell my armpits, whiff it." So he's just narcissistic. He farts, smells his own farts. I do like how he says, do a fake dab to smell my armpits, whiff it. So it sounds like he's saying, do a fake dab to smell my armpits with it, but then the whiff it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like a play on that word.
Ew.
And then he says, your anxiety's throwing gang signs, but I made stride with these rape lines. I'm cutting back on women hate crimes, like Ray Rice when he FaceTimes. Bang, 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 bang time. Okay, so this line, your anxiety's throwing gang signs, is really funny.
What does it mean?
So like when like people are anxious, they're like, they're like doing shit like this, right? They're
Yeah.
like, doing stuff with their hands. So he's like, so somebody's anxious, so they're like accidentally doing gang signs with their hands. Do you know what I mean?
Accidentally.
Yeah. It's so weird that he even says this line, but I find it very funny. And then yeah, I made stride with his rape line. We all know his controversy with, all the stuff he says in his songs. He says he's cutting back on women hate crimes like Ray Rice when he FaceTimes. So Ray Rice, he famously he beat his wife in the elevator. There was an elevator footage.
Yeah.
So he was a Baltimore Ravens football player. But he says I'm cutting back on women hate crimes like Ray Rice when he FaceTimes. So if Ray Rice is FaceTiming, he's not in the same room with her.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So he can't beat her.
Oh, okay, okay.
You get it?
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, if he's not in the same room with her, he can't beat her. But if they're on FaceTime, yeah. Then he says, dang knives are butcher than gay wives.
I'm so confused.
So dang knives. So knives are butcher than gay wives. So,
like a butcher's knife, and like they're like butchy,
like
like
butch
you say about a
lesbian.
woman.
Yeah. So that's the play on that. Then he says, you're going to need sutures the same size as the blade I push into capucha when I pull them like, then you hear what? Sleigh rides. Okay. So you're going to need sutures the same size as the blade I push
Yeah.
into. Okay, so kaput, the first part of that, kaput means head in, I think, Latin, right? So he does this play on this word. So he says, as I push the blade into capucha. So as I push the blade into your head, right? So it means that. But then with the cha, it's like ya. So as I push the blade into ya, right? But the capucha sounds like kaput, the other word. If something goes kaput,
Yeah,
like
like
it's dead,
nothing.
right? Like, oh,
Nothing. Yeah.
kaput, right? So he's using the kaput part, the cupt, which is the Latin for head, and then kaput. Kaput is the phrase of, something got kaput, it's gone. So he does like kapucha, so like make you disappear, but then also stab you in the head. So it's a crazy line there. And then he says, when I pull them like sleigh rides. So the knife.
Mhm.
Okay. And then he says, gotta stab a bitch at least 8 times to make it on Dateline. I came to stake my claim like a canine waiting in a buffet line. So Kellyanne Conway, I'm a really bad hombre. Come play, belly dance on me. I've been making wedding plans all day.
So funny.
I know that line. I've loved that line since I've heard the song. So yeah, he's saying you gotta stab someone at least 8 times to make it on Dateline. So you got like really gotta do a lot.
Like 8 different people or one person 8 times?
It sounds like one person, but he's saying like you got to do a lot to make it on Dateline apparently. And then he's come to stake his claim like a canine. So like dogs mark their territory, right?
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing. And then the stake is kind of like the stabbing. So he's going to be doing that. And then the Kellyanne Conway was what was she? She was she worked for Trump. She was his I don't think she was his campaign advisor. She was whatever. She was a spokesperson for Donald Trump and his campaign. So he's like hitting on her. I'm a really bad hombre. And then I've been making wedding plans all day. So he wants to marry Kellyanne Conway, apparently. All right. That was the last pause. We're going to finish this song out, but the worst is still ahead of us. Let's go.
It's my turn. 8-year-old with the wordplay. Girl, take this poll like a survey. Today wasn't my birthday, but I'm caked up like a dessert tray. So we're in shape, cause you're in a slurring state. I'm a 10, you're an 8. Like what I do before, after, and during. Red! You wanna get into a pissing contest and find out who's better? Amy made a fool out of when I pulled at him. R. Kelly with a full bladder. Non-high school grad, I'm not a scholar, but I'm so cold when I'm dropping knowledge. My degrees is the same as I got in college. 0. But nobody's hotter, you owe me my respect. I owe you nada like a loady partner, blow me. Told you I'm so dirty, homie, you can throw me in some holy water with some floaties on it. Get the soap and try to get the poke to hold me while you hose me off. And nope, I won't be washed. You hope to God I don't explode. I gotta blow this spot up though, I got a lot of mo. I won't put the sugar coating on it though. Cause sometimes you can feel like your energy's expired. Raps got you drained, dead, tired, tapped. You feel like a wet pile of crap. But look man, like the Fed's bugging my phone. I get why you're tapped, but you gotta get your fire back. Catch fire, get upset and fire back. Is what I tell myself when times get bad. Cause sometimes I might get sad, but I take the same advice I had and tell myself like I used to tell Haley when life's a drag. Told her to do like her dad. Don't cry, get mad. Cause little baby powders belong in diaper bags. I'm hype, but by the time you see the side of me, I'm right in your ass. Foot up it, I stood up for the kid who had to put up with the bullies at his school. You ain't have to have no money or go shopping, just a cop a fucking attitude. Now my dough's a mountain to a mountain, it's rise too high to count it. Never asked to be rich, all I did was wish I had a dime for every time that I was doubted. But then I think about it and I'm enraged, cause I just figured out that if I was paid for the time I spent to put the pen to the page, it'd be minimum wage. But it's embedded in my head, I never hunted for the bread and butter. What I wanted was to be the one that they was scared of, but I'm never gonna get the credit for the sweat and blood I put up independent. When I'm dead I wonder will they put me on a pedestal and forget I was ever this incredible. I guess I better go harder than ever, cause I never get another motherfucking opportunity again to offend as many people with this I can, simply because I can. Nobody likes me, everybody hates me, they want me to go eat some worms. Drag my name through the mud, through the dirt, but I'ma make you eat the worms. Try to hold me down, but you better let me up, cause you're only gonna make things worse. Cause I swear when I get up, I'm never gonna let up till everybody eats my turn. Sponsors!
Okay.
Oh God, sorry guys, my neck is like killing me today, and I'm just not feeling normal.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So, third and final verse. He comes in and he says, 8-year-old with the wordplay. Girl, take this poll like a survey. So he's childish with his words, and then take this poll like a survey, meaning his dick. Poll, survey, play on that. Today wasn't my birthday, but I'm caked up like a dessert tray. So you get cake on your birthday,
Self-explanatory, yeah.
cake, money. Um, so we're in shape because you're in a slurring state. I'm a 10, you're an 8. Like what I do before, after, and during, great. Okay, so
Urinate. Like
yes.
urine.
Yes.
Eight.
So he says we're in shape because you're in a slurring state. So he's like, oh, she's like messed up. And he's like, oh, nice. And then he's calling himself a 10. And then, like you just pointed out, you're an 8, like the number, but urinate, like P. And then he
Mm-hmm.
says, like I do before, after, and during. So it's interesting. They kind of distort the word. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, so you
great.
can't really hear
Yeah.
it.
Because he kind of, I mean, the fact that it's even on here, this song's probably going to get so restricted,
Oh
this
yeah,
reaction,
100%.
but whatever, it's in the song. So yeah, he's doing a play saying that he pees before, during, and after that activity.
During.
No, it's so funny. And then he says, on the heels of that, of the urinate, he says, you want to get into a pissing contest and find out who's better and be made a fool out of when I pull on him, R. Kelly with a full bladder.
Ooh.
So he's continuing the urine scheme. And then, so you want to get into a pissing contest, which means, we'll go tit for tat, see who's better at something, and then be made a fool of when I pull out. So when I pull on him, so when he pulls his dick out and pees, and then R. Kelly with the full bladder, obviously the whole R. Kelly controversy, peeing on the underage girl. Then he says, non high school grad, I'm not a scholar, but I'm so cold when I'm dropping knowledge. My degrees is the same as I got in college, 0. So he does the cool scheme that he didn't graduate high school and he's not a scholar, and then he seemingly just goes to a different direction, but then brings it all back. He's I'm so cold when I'm dropping knowledge. So the scholar, high school knowledge, my
Mhm.
degrees is the same as I got in college, 0. So 0 degrees, he's cold, right?
Yeah.
And then 0 college degrees, and then the whole scheme there, which is nice.
Yeah.
Then he says, but nobody's hotter. So cold and then hotter. It's the opposite. You owe me my respect. I owe you nada, like halada, partner. Okay, so there's a football player. His name is Nyada Halada. So his first name is spelled like Ngata. So when he says I owe you nada, you would pronounce his name like Nyada, right?
Mhm.
So he says, I owe you nada, like Holada. So Nyada Holada is his name. So he's doing a play on I owe you nothing, but play on his first name.
Okay.
And then he says, um, partner, blow me. Told you I'm so dirty, homie. You can throw me in some holy water with some floaties on and get the soap and try to get the Pope to hold me while you hose me off. And nope, I won't be washed. So he does this really long scheme of him being so dirty and
Mhm.
that you could do all these things. You could put up holy water with floaties, you get the soap, the Pope, hose him off, but he's still not going to be washed, meaning he's not going to be washed up. He's still going to be the best,
Yeah.
beat everybody. Then he says, you hope to God I don't explode. So the God goes back with the Pope from the line before. I got to blow the spot up, though. I got a lot of mo. So it's short for I got a lot of ammo, which Mr. T says in the Rocky movies. I got a lot of mo.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Then he says, I won't put the sugar coating on it, though, because sometimes you could feel like your energy's expired. Rap's got you drained, dead tired, zapped. You feel like a wet pile of crap. But look, man, like the feds bugging my phone. Uh-huh. I get why you're tapped, but you got to get your fire back, catch fire, get upset and fire back. So, I mean, self-explanatory, but sometimes you're drained, you feel bad, but you have to. Okay, and then he does the feds bugging my phone to get where you're tapped. So, if the feds are bugging it, it's literally called a wiretap. They're listening in.
Yeah.
Seems to be implying that the feds have his phone tapped, which is interesting.
Maybe.
He does mention I don't know if it's this album or the next one. I think it's the next one that the Secret Service paid him a visit because of the stuff he was saying about Trump.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But he's saying, okay, you got all that stuff. You're dead. You're weak, but you got to get your fire back. Catch fire. Get upset and fire back. So it's funny. He says fire 3 times in that one little line.
Yeah.
And he says, is what I tell myself when times get bad, because sometimes I might get sad, but I take the same advice I had and tell myself, like I used to tell Haley when life's a drag, told her to do like her dad, don't cry, get mad. So that's like very straightforward,
Yeah.
nothing to break down, but don't don't cry and get upset, get angry, and, you know,
Do something about it.
yes. And then on the heels of that, he says, because little baby powders belong in diaper bags. I love that line. So
Oh,
Pouter,
like sad.
like somebody who pouts like a
Okay.
baby, but then little baby powders, like then
Like a
powder
baby
as
powder.
it's spelt on
Like a
here.
tiny one
Yeah, like the
for
talc.
babies. Yeah.
So they belong in diaper bags, but obviously someone who's whining and crying. Then he says, I'm hyper. By the time you see the side of me, I'm right in your ass. So the way he says side of me, it sounds like sodomy.
Yeah.
And then he does an ad lib of sodomy to, like nail it home, send it home, whatever the phrase is. Then he says, foot up it. I stood up for the kid who had to put up with the bullies at his school. You ain't have to have no money or go shopping just to cop a fucking attitude. So foot up it is apparently a phrase that this is another thing I wasn't familiar with. That just means like, oh, add it all together. Let's
I
see,
never
take
heard of
everything. Yeah,
that.
me either. So he's saying he stood up for the kid who had to put up with the bullies out of school. Okay, then he does like this money scheme, which we'll see it's going to carry through the next few lines, but just make note of like, he says you didn't have to have no money or go shopping just to cop an attitude to like cop like money. Then he says, now my dough's a mountain to a mountain. It's rise too high to count it. Self-explanatory. He's got a lot of money, but then dough, right?
Yeah, like rises
Yes.
when it's
And then
bacon.
count. Then he says, never asked to be rich. All I did was wish I had a dime for every time that I was doubted. So he's like, I never asked to be rich. But then he says, oh, if I got a dime for when people doubted me, obviously rich, dime, continuing the scheme. Then he says, but then I think about it, then I'm enraged because I just figured out that if I was paid for the time I spent to put the pen to the page, it'd be minimum wage. That's a
He was
funny
saying that he
scheme.
spent like forever.
He's constantly writing. Yeah. And if he
Hmm.
was paid for all that time he spent writing, it
It
would
would
be the
equate.
equivalent to
Yeah.
minimum wage, which isn't actually true. He'd
Yeah, I
still
don't
be
think
worth,
it's true.
but we get it. But then, yeah, he continued the scheme of, paid, so dime, paid, minimum wage, the whole spent. There's a whole money related scheme there. And then he continues. So this is the part that's like crazy, crazy quick. That's like faster than like a rap god.
Mhm.
But he says, but it's embedded in my head. I never hunted for the bread and butter. What I wanted was to be the one that they was scared of, but I'm never going to get the credit for the sweat and blood I put up in the pen. And when I'm dead, I wonder will they put me on a pedestal or forget I was ever this incredible? I guess I better go harder than ever, 'cause I'll never get another motherfucking opportunity again to offend as many people with this I can simply because I can. So again, this is like pretty straightforward, but he was never in this for the bread and butter, so he didn't want the money,
Yeah.
he just wanted respect. And then he wonders, are people gonna am I ever gonna get the respect when I'm gone? Are people gonna remember me for all the things I did? Are they gonna put me up there with the greats? Am I gonna be a legend? All that. And then he says he just got to keep going hard and keep offending people until he dies because that's all he can do.
Hmm.
And then he says to offend as many people simply because I can. All right. And then it just goes back into the chorus and that's it.
Yeah.
All right. So offended.
So yeah, like I said, I do know this song. It's really good. I forgot how impressive it was with all of his rhyme schemes and like his like one-liners and double entendres and things like that. Like it was really good. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah, I love this song. So when I first heard it, I was like, what is this crap with the chorus? You know what I mean? I was like, what is this?
Hmm.
But I appreciate it now, you know what I mean? Because I get the point of it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But yeah, like you said, there's so many great lines. Obviously, the fast part's incredible.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's great. This is like this song reminds me of like classic vintage Eminem. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it was like
like his prior albums.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
But yeah.
it's great.
So definitely check out Manscaped, Carnivore Snacks, Chops, and SeatGeek in our Amazon storefront. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you. Bye.
Bye.